Haha. I see what you did there.
Yes, and we are live. Welcome everybody to the Christy Claskins after party. So far, no problem, Dan. So far, we've got Christy with us. We've got the one and only Duke Bonanza. Let me rephrase that. Duke, forget about monetize. Is that what it is? Forget about monetization.
Not anymore. Now it's Duke, not a sausages bonanza.
Okay. And we've got Objectively Dan with us. We've got Pine Snake, and we've got David Worley from Worley DR or WR Worley something podcast or whatever.
Hello. Can everyone see that on the screen? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I can highlight that if you like.
I don't know if anyone can see it.
What's all this?
It's
what do we got
Dad.
here?
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, good. Excellent. I'm just wondering whether it works. Normally, screen share doesn't work for me.
Oh,
that's good.
It's working.
From God.
I can.
Yeah, must be.
I can save that. He's praying.
The
and I can get
blessings. The blessings of the risen macho man Randy Savage be upon thee. That's right. The cream floats to the top. Oh yeah.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Yeah. Macho man, sky's the limit.
Dude, that takes me back to when I actually watched that when I was younger.
Hell yeah, I used to watch it religiously when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Religiously?
Yes, ma'am. I am the high priest of the risen macho man Randy Savage. What do you think?
I'm down. Can I join the church?
Absolutely. We just have to bathe you in chicken's blood and do a few incantations and
again.
Well, I mean, I don't know how Dan's gonna feel about that.
He's gonna be the one slitting the throats.
He's like that's not fucking happening.
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
Yeah.
I'm just sat here wondering if it'll work better if it's baby throats. But
what are you looking for? What are you trying to do, Dan? Oh, I see. There's Dan.
Oh, look, there he is. 2 Dans.
There's 2 of them. I'm just trying to make an intro for some clips I'm going to put on the channel. So
he's an asteroid.
he's one of the top 90% of the guests that I've had, so he gets to be on the intro. So
top 90%. That's not that impressive. Do you mean?
I'll guarantee you, I didn't make the cut, Dan. I'll guarantee you.
Guaranteed, he has not made it.
Not after the comment we received after the last stream we had.
Yeah, right. Hey, Red, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Excuse me. I was running late.
You know.
I don't think I know what Red sounds like.
Yeah, Red and Adriano barely get a word in edgeways.
Yeah. Apparently, you don't worry, Red. You won't be the most silent guy in the chat because apparently Bible Belt Atheist is jumping in too. So
yeah, you can
at some point
with me. We can both be wallflowers.
You can sit there and play solitaire with each other.
We're not that old.
I'm continuously shocked by his appearance versus his voice.
Right?
That kid, he looks like Peter. He looks like Peter Parker, and he sounds like friggin' Darth Vader.
Yeah, he's got that little boy face. Like he literally does look like he's the age he is, which is like 17 or something. And then he talks, and he's got a deeper voice than I fucking do.
Yeah,
that guy needs to read books for a living.
Yeah, that's what I told him a long time ago. I said, "Shit, man, you should do like voiceover work with a voice like that." And then he does that metal stuff, that death metal-y stuff, where he does it, and he's like really good at it.
Yeah, his vocal fry is on point.
Say that again, Chrissy.
I said Dan's really good at that too. He can demonstrate it for you.
Yeah, you can do that shit, then.
Absolutely not. No way. She's lying.
Come on, Dan.
So are we going to perform down there or what? Are you going to jump on the violin? And
we'll get the band together.
Drums and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. I'm down.
Save the church.
You'll be on a mission from God.
Yep.
Take me back.
Can we drive a police car through a mall too?
Yes.
Well,
you can
what's
choose
that?
to get your visa revoked on your own time. Okay, or your passport, I guess. I don't know.
I just got the thing too. It's a 10-year one, which is great. Because I'm pretty
Damn
sure I'll look the
aliens.
same. Aliens? I'm not an alien. You're the alien.
Yeah.
Speaking of the devil, the Bible Belt atheist has jumped in already.
Wait, what
You know
about the
that-
devil?
We're saying your voice is deeper than his.
Whose?
Everybody's.
Oh. Like, whose voice am I deeper than?
Everybody.
Everyone
Yeah.
except
Seriously?
Barry White.
Well, until you do that, and the whole voice crack thing goes on.
I mean, shit, I might sing black metal, but I mean, my voice isn't that deep.
Well,
I don't
now
think.
see, now you're intentionally lifting it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am. Yes, I am.
Every time you talk, it's a Bible Belt atheist here, and I sound like I'm like 400 years old, but I'm actually only 17.
18.
I sound like I'm
18.
like I'm 90 and I've been drinking straight whiskey and smoking 5 packs of cigarettes a day for the last 80 years.
Haven't
It's
you?
like-
Look
it's like
13,
that's-
like me.
It's like that scene out of Reservoir Dogs where it turns radio on. This is the sound of the 60s.
Stephen Wright.
That's Stephen Wright. That's right. Yeah, you know what? We're saying, Zach, you could probably you could do stuff like that. Your voice is perfect for doing stuff like that. Your radio announcer.
Oh, yeah. I've been told that quite a few times. I have a radio voice.
That's
Yeah.
not. We're not saying that you got a face for radio, but
That's what my mom
voice
says about
for it.
me. So
Well, your mother is objectively wrong, Mr. Chiseled Jawline.
I mean that
it's not that
Metallica,
chiseled.
just
Well-
like that Metallica guy ripping you off. You know.
Yeah, I know, right?
James Hetfield. Yeah.
Tell Heffield
Well-
to knock it the fuck off.
Well, if we're talking about my my deep voice and my singing, then I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Are we about to go deaf from something?
Probably,
Oh.
but let's say hey, Purple.
What? Hey,
Hello.
Purple. Yeah. Who just left? Oh, he left. Never mind. See, I'm
Yeah,
not
he
paying
does
attention.
those. So you've watched some of his where he does his sing over videos?
Yeah, I've seen some.
Well, he did Dimmu Borgir, man. Was it Progenies of the Great Apocalypse? It's really good.
Oh, now he's joined as Zach Brown.
All right. There we go.
There you go.
That's my
I didn't.
vocal cover album that I'm working on right now.
What is? We can't see it.
Oh,
I can't see it.
sure you can.
His icon.
Yeah.
My icon.
No, that's what I'm saying. His icon is just the like I have no icon for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Give it time to load.
No, I can see it all there.
Oh God, I almost said that's what
Looking
she
good.
said. Then I stopped myself. Then I didn't stop myself.
Duke,
we
there's one
really-
or two things going on with you. One, either you have no filter, or two, you say things and then think them.
Yeah, that's more like. I think it's a little bit of a combination of both. To be perfectly honest with you, I just
do it
embrace
too.
the chaos.
I do it too, brother. I even know better and type shit out, and I'm like, oh.
But you guys see my tweet today? It's like 90% of my tweets fall under this tweet where I'm like, types, tweet response, reviews, tweet response, deletes, tweet response. That is like 90% of the tweets I don't send because I'm like, yeah, this is, I know this is funny, but not everybody else is going to know that this is funny. I'll just keep this to myself.
Oh, it's hilarious. Inordinate Refraction is in the chat right now, and he's like,
Oh, hey.
please perform at Faithless Forum. So we've already got a fan base growing here. Okay, one guy, but anyway.
See, I'd really love to go to Faithless Forum. The thing is I've got a birthday party coming up this weekend for Landon, and I'm not going to be able to go.
Yeah, I've got my daughter.
Bring him with you. That's his birthday.
Well, the next problem is that he's got like this whole birthday party that's been planned for like a month and a half or 2 months, and there's like 100+ people coming, showing up. So, yeah, this was all planned, and I'm going, and I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff there, and it's pretty much a birthday party / car meet. So,
car meet.
Yeah.
Is that meat that's made out of cars? Just kidding. Hey, Evans, how you doing?
What's going on, bud?
What's going on, Bearded One?
Come on. Give us the roll tide. Come on.
Roll tide.
Roll tide. There we go. Yeah. He's you're Alabama too, right?
Yep.
Yes, I am. Oh,
there you go.
Oh,
Where are you
wherever
from?
they are. A little town called Camden, about 40 miles due south of Selma, if you're aware of where that is.
Yeah, that Selma's outside of Montgomery, right?
Yeah, it's to the west of Montgomery. Yeah, so I'm about 60 miles as the crow flies, southwest of Montgomery.
Yeah, so you're like on the opposite side of the state from me.
Oh, okay.
I'm about like 2 hours from Atlanta. I'm in this little town called Jacksonville. You know where Gadsden is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes outside of Gadsden.
Yeah, my work office is in Decatur, Alabama.
No way. My
yeah.
hometown is Huntsville.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right across the river there. I've spent a lot of time up there.
I read the Watsons Go to Birmingham once, so I think I know.
You said what about Birmingham?
I said I read the Watsons Go to Birmingham one time, so I think I know what you guys are.
And you've been here.
I'm in the dark.
I know.
See, you're much closer to Roy Moore, right?
Oh,
but,
God. Yeah, well, actually, yes, Gadsden, I've been to the mall that he was kicked out of like a bunch of times.
The only other problem is I'm actually from the county that Kay Ivy's from. So I don't know where that weighs.
Yeah.
There's no great parts.
Yeah.
Man, I love your new background, Evans.
You like that?
Some amazing stuff up there.
Yeah, my wife is incredibly talented, so.
Well, the Empire Strikes Back one, I had that exact T-shirt, and I kid you not, in that color when I was a kid.
Really? I actually have no idea where that even came from. My mom.
Probably Neil's.
Now I know why my shirt's missing.
Nah, my mom always gets me like Star Wars apparel for Christmas and my birthdays and stuff like that. And a lot of it's wound up in this.
So
this
I
lovely.
cut it up and make a quilt.
Well, I mean, I wear them until I wear them slam out, but.
Right.
Neil, were dinosaurs allowed at the theater where you got to see it, or was that had that not happened yet?
I kid you not, when I went and saw the original Star Wars before Empire, people were still allowed to smoke in the theaters then. And a lot of times you get a large group of people in there that were smoking. This is even before I picked up a cigarette. And the place would just fill with smoke, and we're like trying to see the movie like swimming through water. It's crazy. And shortly after, yeah, exactly. Shortly after that Star Wars movie, I think, and the last movie I saw where people were still smoking in the theater was the original Superman with Christopher Reeve. And after that, I don't remember smoking being allowed in the theater anymore. Yes, people, I'm an old bastard. That's right.
Grandpa.
The original Superman is a great fucking movie.
Yes, it was for the time.
I think it's still good today, man. Shit.
Yeah, well, no, it is. Obviously.
Christopher Reeves is the greatest Superman, I think. I don't know if they're ever going to find anybody that surpasses him.
I don't know. I like Cavill or whatever his fucking name is.
You gotta give him a good movie.
Well, I mean, I like the guy that played Man of Steel.
Oh, Brendan Routh. I thought he did a good job.
He's on Legends of Tomorrow now as the Atom.
Yeah, he is.
He was also in the video game movie with frickin' Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He played the telekinetic boyfriend.
Oh yeah, right.
The vegans with the vegan superpowers.
Yeah.
That's
Neil,
one of my
you interested in
all-time
that
favorite
film?
movies. Do what?
Take
Christy
it
and I were
easy.
watching that last time we saw each other, actually, Scott Pilgrim.
No, it was the time before.
Oh, you're right. It was the time before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take it no one were impressed with Dean Cain then playing Superman.
I didn't. I couldn't.
No.
Stand it. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes when that first came out because I'm all about the superhero shows and stuff, and I can't stand the guy, so I stopped watching. The only reason I even tuned in was because of Terry Hatcher at the time. But yeah. What do you want, man? I was a teenager, I think, or a young adult at that point.
Let's
So
be
the hormones were still going.
let's be fair. Terry Hatcher is sexy.
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
Desperate Housewives, so what can I say?
All right. How do I mute Duke?
It's the button that says ban.
I'll be honest, Duke. I had to watch some of that too, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, my ex from a few years back used to like that show. So
I watched that in Grey's Anatomy too. I don't care. There's good writing. I don't care.
Fine.
As long
I
as
like
as long as the writing of it's good and the plots are good and the
That's
pacing is good. I don't care what it is. Like I watched Sex and the City too. I thought that was a good show. So
Really?
I
Never
don't
got
care
into
about stuff that's girly. I don't care about that. I mean, but then again, I do sashay often. So
Gender roles are a societal construct.
yeah.
Whatever you want.
Down with patriarchy.
Exactly. Yeah, I said in the Usual Suspects group earlier, Evans. I watched your video with Maddie there, and you guys are going on about association, guilt by association, and whatnot. And I thought you guys did a really good job at sort of covering that spread. Yeah, it's not really fair to be upset at somebody just because they happen to be friends with somebody you're having a disagreement with. Now it's different. Like you guys were saying, if these other people are like neo-Nazis and hate mongers and shit, that's a different story. But if it's just some sort of discrepancy, you don't necessarily have to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's the conversation that we need to have is where do we draw those lines, right? When is it okay to say to hell with that person because they're associated with these people, And like if you're hanging out with white supremacists, then I have no problem saying, you know what, screw you. But if you're just having a disagreement, it's then is it really fair for me to judge you based on that? I'm glad you enjoyed the video.
Yeah, well, you guys covered some very valid points, and I think you, I was like, let's just say I was right on board with what you guys were talking about. So
I suppose it comes down to the unquestioning defense of the person that you are disagreeing with.
That's true as well, and that's a really good point.
I've had to, I'm not so much here, but I've had instances where I've had friends on either side of a disagreement or a debate or whatever, and I've had to like literally walk in between them and go, look,
you're both being dicks.
Yeah, you're both being dicks, and I'm gonna fucking walk away from both of you unless something. But I had a friend that was like that, where he'd say, "Look, I don't like the fact that you like Kevin over there, because he's always a dick to me." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we won't all hang out, and I'll just keep the relationship separate, but don't ever tell me who I can and can't hang out with."
Yeah, I mean that's the other part is whenever it becomes policing of the other person's behavior, is whenever you're like, if it's going to be that way, then you shouldn't be the one that imposes that choice on somebody. Right?
Yeah.
If they want to choose it, they can choose it, but it's not right of you to step in and go, "Oh, well, you like so and so, so it's me or them." To me, that's just a massive no-no.
Fuck that.
That's part of
I've got
isn't it?
Because if I get to the point where I'm ready to disassociate from somebody, I'm not going to say, "Hey, it's me or them." I'm going to say, you're hanging out with people that have abhorrent beliefs. At least you're into, indirectly supporting those beliefs. So we're done, and it's never going to be a situation where it's like, "Wow, it's me or them. You better pick me." I don't know. That's kind of schoolyard stuff. And it happens, right?
Somebody can socialize with is a flag for an abusive relationship.
That's exactly right. And at the end of the day, I got to remember my tweet on that was pretty conclusive. I'm cool with who I'm cool with, and I don't care how you feel about it. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the other, I mean,
Yeah.
and like it's fine to draw those lines is the other thing, because then we disparage people that go out and say, you know what, I'm done with you. It's like, well, you shouldn't do that. And I mean, not everybody's going to get along, right? I mean, just period. And so sometimes it's better if you just go ahead and part the cloth and say, hey, we're done, versus trying to carry on some sort of faux relationship.
Yeah, it's
and that's
also worth pointing
literally
out.
what it would be.
And the other, I mean, it's in different people are different ways, because I'm relatively combative, but I don't take I don't treat confrontation between people nearly as seriously as some people do. You know, some people it's like life and death, and for me, it's we can talk about these difficult subjects and we can disagree, and then we can move on to something else. I mean, one of my best friends is a pastor, a Calvinist pastor. So like, there's a shitload that we don't agree on, but you know, the few things that I'm willing to write somebody off for, they don't support that. So, hey, we can be friends, you know, even if we do have heated discussions. But some people aren't capable of doing that. Some people are just ready to write somebody, and that's fine. I mean, like, that's your prerogative if you want to do it.
Yeah,
You are in control of who you allow in and out of your life at any given time. You don't need anybody else's permission for it. And you also don't have to explain your reasons or give any reasons. You can literally just say, I don't want this person in my life. Why? It's my business. It's not your business. I don't want them in my life. It could be any number of reasons. It can be entirely selfish. It's fine. You don't have to have a valid argument for why you do or do not allow people to interact with you.
Yeah.
Some people you just clash with for personality reasons or whatever. But it's also worth pointing out, if you've got two friends, it's entirely reasonable for them to turn around to you and say, I don't like this person, just keep them away from me. I'll hang out with you, but just not while you're with them. Right. And that's reasonable, because they're not saying you can't, it's just I won't.
Yeah. I think that's the key of it. I mean, there are people that if I spot in a hangout that I want to join, I just won't join, because I know that there's tension there that doesn't need to be, but I'm not like disparaging anybody for that.
Right. Well, it's a lesson I learned when I was younger. There have been people in my life that I absolutely just despised. I mean, I could not stand them. But if I really looked at it, if I took a step back away from who, like myself and my problems with the person, often I'd find that there was dozens of people that absolutely adored this person and really liked them. So it comes down to something with me, and not necessarily something with me and with them also, but not something solely with them, you know. So it's not like every person that I clash with or don't get along with or vehemently dislike is, a bad person. There's just something there that for whatever reason, that person and I are never going to be cool.
I think it also bears out pointing out that there are people who would much rather just remain neutral through all of it. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that either. You know, if you just want to say, look, I'm not going to take part in any of this, then there's
my stance.
Yeah, there's a proclivity for people to disparage that position, right? And I think that position has weaknesses and it has strengths, like anything else that we do. But I don't think that criticizing somebody that holds that position is valid at all, because they're in just as much control of who they associate with and why as anybody else.
Or what they're willing to associate with, or what they're willing to talk about. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to be involved in a heated debate between two people about a subject in order to have an opinion on that subject that's valid and to hold a position, and then to make sure that my behavior falls in line with my position. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes people forget this is Twitter, it's YouTube, it's social media, it's online stuff. Like, we're having these huge fights, and it's not necessarily like this earth-changing thing. Like, not everybody has to get involved and take a hard stance one side or the other. We can all, some of us just get tired of it and want to have happy fun time Twitter times. You know what I mean? That's
let's if you weren't finished, Duke.
No, you're good.
I was just going to ask, let's see what Christy has to say about this, because A, she's my guest today, and B, you're sort of you're learning about these sorts of things, social behaviors and stuff. So.
Well, I don't really have a public comment to say. I've seen some of the stuff that's going on, and I just don't want to get involved, because I want people to like me. So, I don't want people to like, oh, well, she thinks this or she thinks that. I can see both sides of the argument, but I just don't have a straight up opinion that that I feel comfortable sharing.
That's an entirely honest answer, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just like. I think we can probably both agree that someone telling you who you can and can't hang out with is, basically, I don't think is a good idea.
Well, I mean, yeah, but ultimately, you are the only one that has control over who you can and can't talk to. You and that other person. No one else has the say-so to tell you, because they can tell you, but you can still do it or not do it.
Yep, that's right.
Well, I try to stay neutral, but then if one person or the other is trying to push me too much to take sides, that's usually the one I want to walk away from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try as well for most things, but if somebody that I, am friends with and I actually give a shit about, and I've done this already, especially recently, there's been a couple of things that have gone on. I can blow up at people, even if I'm friends with them, and I'm like, look, you shouldn't be talking to somebody this way. I'm your friend, and I'm telling you this as a friend. This behavior is unacceptable. Yeah. And I've had private conversations with that with a couple of people lately. So
I've had public conversations with people like that recently.
Yeah, sometimes that's needed.
Yeah, it is, right? And I don't know if it helped the matters any, but
well, I've never been confrontational at all about anything. So
fake news.
Lies. Speak of the devil, I just got an announcement for non sequitur.
We'd gone a whole 10 minutes without naming names.
Yeah. Oh man, off subject. Did you guys see Inane Dragon's tweet where he's cleaning his house and he found a dead snake in his house?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I was like,
that.
How long has it been since you cleaned your house, dude?
Really?
Talking of cleaning house, Duke, you need to take your daughter to the Ark Encounter for an educational trip on the 7th of July.
Where?
The Ark Encounter.
Oh yes, I definitely need to. She's a trip, man. My daughter's a trip because, I can see it
only on the 7th of July, though.
Okay, I'll be there.
Because that's when they protest with Aaron Ra and Seth Andrews.
Yeah.
Actually, I won't even. She won't be here on the 7th of July. But no, I couldn't take her to that anyways. I have an agreement in my divorce agreement that says I won't talk about religion with my daughter.
Oh no, you're just teaching her religion. You're not teaching her atheism. But I don't know the ins and outs.
It's science, actually. Is what I heard.
Yeah. But I don't have to worry about it. It's funny because we were there's a song by Tony Bennett called "Till," and I sing it to her. It's kind of one of our songs that we sing together. And there's a line in it: "Until this young Earth is old." And she's like, "I don't know why people say the Earth is young. I asked Alexa, and it's like 9.5 billion years old." And blah blah blah. I was like,
9.5.
I was like, "Cool, dude.
Close.
Whatever. It's close. You're in the neighborhood. It's the ballpark. We're not. We're not going to get into it, but it's just a matter of time. The way technology is going, she's got access to the internet, and I wish you guys could have seen her reaction to finding out that there are actually people that believe the Earth is flat. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. She's such a sweet child; she never gets angry, and she was livid. She was so mad about that.
Until I started watching YouTube 2 years ago, I never imagined there was anyone who took that seriously.
Oh God, I know, right? But I was trying to teach her about
fake club, people just the Flat Earth Society. I thought it was just all make believe and for fun.
I thought it
and
was
then
all
I said,
satire,
like you guys.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a satire thing.
Yeah, and it's
until
not.
I started watching videos like that Jeranism idiot stick. I'm just like, what the? Are you what? What?
Did you guys watch the documentary?
Oh, the Beyond the Curve or
Behind the Curve?
Yeah.
They did 3 experiments, and all 3 of them confirmed that the Earth is round. And they're like, well, we just need to figure out how to do these experiments the right way to prove what we're saying. It's like that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
The light, where the light one where they flash a light through and it was supposed to hit the other target, and then they go, whoa, geez, look at that! It's not. You got to lift it up in order for the light to hit. And Jeranism's down there, and he's like, huh. Like, that was all. It's like, that was fucking priceless.
I think the best thing about it was as though they were like, all right, so if the world is round, the light will appear in this place. And if it's flat, it will appear in this place. And it appeared exactly where they said it would appear if it was round. You're like, exactly perfectly. It's like, oh my God, buddy. And the funniest thing I took away from that is there's the two guys, like one guy's one of the main flat earthers. It's not Jeranism. I can't remember his name. I tweeted about it, but he's like hanging out with this other super duper conspiracy theory chick. And all I could think about the whole time I watched is like, they're really sweet together. I hope they end up like being a thing like this.
Yeah.
Let them have
Sergeant or something.
Do what?
Is it Sergeant or something like that, his name?
Ron something.
Physics.
Mark Sargent, that's it.
Mark Sargent, that's him, and there's him and there's a lady.
And then there's that D Marbles guy too.
Like somebody spent $22,000 on a gyroscope, and they said if this if the Earth is like round, it'll be at 15%, and then lo and behold.
Yeah, but there were the heavenly bodies or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Or the aura or something. And I really want Dan's take on this flat Earth.
Well, he's had guys call in about it.
Yeah, he had to hold himself back.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like you said, it's like people were being really. I think there was a lot of people at first who were being really ironic about it, and who just did it to troll people. And I still think that audience is there, but it's the kind of people who are into this kind of thing in general. Like, there's nobody that believes in like the flat Earth stuff and like only believes in flat Earth. It's always a bunch of different things that kind of connect with each other. You know, like they also think like NASA's a liar, like the moon landing's faker. Like
climate change is fake.
All these kind of camps kind of connect to each other. So there's definitely a pipeline that kind of gets people into this stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we've seen so much of it accented in the past few years because of the way the algorithms work on YouTube, the way that sharing comes along these like kind of insular communities and stuff. I did in school. I did a lot of research on exactly how internet algorithms and specifically how like insular internet communities can come down these kinds of pipelines and stuff, and what those kinds of characteristics look like for those people. And it's not good. There's not a good way to counter that, you know.
Once you start searching that out, the algorithms are just going to feed you more.
Yeah, YouTube suggestions are great for enforcing confirmation bias.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do people think of the troll Logan Paul did?
That was fantastic. I couldn't believe it. There's something he did I actually liked. I was, fuck today. There's something wrong in the world.
Well, and didn't everyone outside of the flat Earth community say that with his first announcement, that he's just setting them up for this?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's easy to take him seriously because he is he seems like a dunce the way he portrays himself and all the other shit he does. But yeah, the flat Earth community, after he came out with that video, it was a few weeks later they denounced him. They figured out that he was making a mockumentary, and they said, nope, we want nothing to do with this guy.
Yeah, they were all over it for about a week or so. And then it sort of like clicked. Crap, we've been had.
Yeah.
But the head of the Flat Earth Society was all over him for like a week or so, and just made to look a fool.
I consider doing a Christian troll, but then I thought that's just kind of mean spirited, so I'm not going to do it. Because there's people that know me. Well. There's too many people that know me that would be like super excited about it, and then the letdown would be harsh.
I don't think there's been much point in me trolling in this country.
Sorry, I walked on you there. Say that again.
There's no point in me trying to troll the Christians in this country. It's not exactly like in America where everyone's really religious.
What do you guys got, like 3 or 4 of them left there or something?
Yeah. I mean, we've got a few other religions that I could use, but one's dangerous and The other two are generally pacifists in this country, so it's cruel.
When you say dangerous, you mean potential to be dangerous. Not all of them are dangerous.
No, I don't mean the people as a whole, but to troll that to troll that ideology, there are people that will take it to extremes.
Of course.
And I didn't mean to insinuate the actual people are dangerous individually.
Yeah, no. It's the ideologies that can take them to that sort of level of extremism. We've seen it everywhere in any kind of ideology. There's extremists in all of them, pretty much. So.
Well, every group has extremists of some sort.
Of course. Let's put them on a big arc and get rid of them.
So, we survived another rapture.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to bring that up too. Thank you, Duke. I completely forgot.
Oh, did we have one predicted?
Yes.
Yesterday, was it?
Yep, yesterday it was. I flashed my I survived another rapture card too.
Okay, who was predicting this one?
Shit, I can't.
I don't know, but Neil's always flashing something.
All right, that's not you.
This is true. You're like, hey, I used to have a blah 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 nerdy geek thing, and Neil's like, hold on, hold on, I've got one of those. It's right here. Just gotta dig for it. You see shit flying everywhere.
See, Duke, that's the rewards of being a semi-hoarder. You see, so look, I still got something from 1968. Hang on a second here.
Has anyone considered that, depending what your standards are for sin, if the rapture came, it might only take 2 people off the planet so nobody would notice it happened?
Don't jinx us. Don't jinx us. If it happens, they all need to go.
They'd be like, yeah, it's going to happen. And then like a group of people just go off into the woods for a weekend. Don't tell.
It would be absolutely hilarious if the rapture actually did come and it was only the atheists that were taken.
Oh my goodness, man.
We just want people with critical thinking. Thank you.
Yeah. I keep saying I'm looking.
They miss a lot of atheists then.
Yeah, this is the truth. It's an unfortunate truth.
I'm looking forward to the rapture so I can collect up all the cool stuff the Christians leave behind.
Oh my goodness! Some of these headlines. Just looking up the rapture, April 2019, and some of these are just like unbelievable. Rapture 2019, possibly around Passover.
Oh, you got all of the really super accurate prophecies, don't you?
Oh, it says so that the rapture is going to happen in 2019, and then Jesus is coming back in 2022, according to this one.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's coming from a website that's titled Revelation 2012. Okay, so that should say something right there.
Oof. They're about 8 years late.
Yeah, just a tad. Oh my goodness.
So why
I wish there was a resource. I just want there to be a resource of like crazy websites. Just
it's called Google.
Does that exist out there? I mean, yeah, but there's Google. Like,
no,
I'm
seriously,
too lazy for that.
I think he's onto something. I think we should. You know how there's a website, like I have it bookmarked, you can go to find out all the legitimate peer review journals, and I think we need to do that, Dan. I think you're right. I'm going to work on a little template here with my buddy Randolph, and I think we can come up with something because he's starting a new. Randolph is in the works of doing a new type of social media network that is a lot like sort of a Facebook, Twitter type thing, but it's going to be strictly atheism.
That's
so
awesome.
Anyone can join this, and we can have our own little community there. And we won't have people like fucking what's his name,
Bruggencate.
Andrew Stratallet to whatever the hell his name is.
Stratalities.
She finally blocked me. Can you believe that? I interacted with her like fucking twice.
Give it till Monday and you'll be back open again.
Oh, she did that? She get a little forgiving?
Dude, just whenever she needs to stir up some drama, she'll unblock a bunch of people.
Stratalities did a year of Jubilee and unblocked everybody at the beginning of the year this year.
I don't think he'd ever block me. I've had minimal contact with that guy because every time he comes in, he tries to, let's have a debate, creationism versus evolution. I'm like, what do you mean a debate? There's no fucking debate, Andrew. It's like, what are you talking about?
Wait, when did Brister decide to defend creationism?
God did it.
God did it.
That's the only
Brister.
defense
Yeah,
they've
you're
got.
not talking about Apologist Supreme, are you?
No, we're talking about
Yeah.
Andrew Stratalities.
Andrew,
Why would he argue creationism?
because he's a wise seer.
Yeah, Joshua Brister. I call him the vagina dryer. That's my name for him.
Why?
Because
You
I'm
just
pretty
say that
sure.
'cause it's true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when he walks into a room, all the women in the room's ovaries jump up into their throat and stay away from him.
Forgive me, it might be the amount of beers I've already had, but I just finally actually caught on to what you meant.
He's the anti-poon, is what he is. That guy sucks. God, that guy sucks. I mean, the worst thing is, like, we all talked about the SJ thing where she talked about Scorsifer, like when after he passed.
That was brutal, dude. Absolutely brutal. And I strip off her. That's probably why she fucking blocked.
Oh no, we blocked each other that same day because I went off on her, and then I went off on Brister worse because like she's saying this abhorrent shit, but then Brister jumps in. He's all like, "I think she's right. Why don't we have a live debate?" Like, shut up.
Yeah, but I mean, if you
up your ass.
If you say anything, I mean, he's got that head injury, so you're persecuting somebody that's not all there. So you should stop doing that, dude. Because
plus, there's a
reasons.
not all there.
Well, it's funny because Ocean put that tweet out, and the end of the tweet was like, "There are not words extreme enough to define my position." And I was like, "Hold my beer." I know all the extreme words, and I'm very good with them.
I saw one of these creationists say atheists are hating on all theists, and it's like I just seen Ocean pop up. It's like I got on with most of them. What are you talking about? Oh, but you're not a proper theist. You don't really believe in the one true God. Says, yeah, I do. Odin's cool.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, we're talking about Ocean, and guess which notification just came up? By the way, pokes, whatever that means. Folks,
too many beers again.
Ocean the Wizard, or Ocean Keltoy is his real name, actually just released a new video.
Wait, he's not the wizard? I'm so confused.
Well, right now he's Ocean the Barbarian.
I was sure wizard was his last.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
I told him I have a present for him that I'm bringing to Faithless Forum. I said, "You wear belts, don't you?" He's like, "Yeah, sometimes." I'm like, cool, I got something for you. I'll bring it to Faithless Forum for you. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "It's a belt buckle." He's like, "I don't really wear belt buckles." I'm like, "Well, what the fuck keeps your belt together?" So, anyways.
Like most of us, Neil, he buys the belts with the belt buckle attached.
Look, Grandpa doesn't know about that.
Be quiet here, okay?
He still gets his shoes retapped.
Yeah. Wait, they make belts with buckles now? Holy shit!
It's just like a string he ties together on the
end. Yeah, he's got a little fisherman's knot on the end. He pulls it through. It's good.
Why do I hang out with you people?
Because you love us.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I was going to say I don't know because you actually do things in the real world. You're all, you know what I mean? You actually have a life where you're like, okay, guys, I've got friends down the road. I'm going to go do that. And I'm like, well, shit.
I have friends IRL.
He goes to meet him whilst driving his Prius.
Yeah, it's Prius.
Oh, geez. Fuck, Ian, now you're going to be doing this shit. Fuck.
I just want to know how you fit in a Prius.
It's not a Prius.
It's not a Prius.
What is it?
Oh, sorry, Prius.
Prius. It's a Fusion.
Oh, it's the American version of a fucking Prius.
Fusion's like 3 times the size of a Prius.
How many rubber bands do you twist up to get it to go?
It doesn't. It just goes, giddy up.
He's just got a long stick with a carrot.
So that's stick here. Shut up, Duke. I'm kidding. I'll take off. I'm just kidding. Oh no, I think he has to do it himself.
Yeah, he has to unmute himself.
There we go. Yeah, much to everybody's chagrin.
Yeah, I gave him the power.
This belt buckle, anyway.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Back to the belt buckle.
Anyways, I said I got something for you. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And he's like, "Well, what is it?" And I'm like, "I don't want to tell you. It'll spoil the surprise." So, anyways, it's a belt buckle that's got a wizard on it with a dragon.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's quite weighty. So, if he doesn't want to wear it, it's a great paperweight, and it's a very stylish paperweight.
If he doesn't want to wear it, you can knock him out in the head with it.
Yeah,
I literally could. I literally could.
Sharpen
I don't
up
think
and it's
the
a ninja
scale
star.
that I use, the scale that I use at work, I don't think has a high enough caliber to weigh this. That's how heavy it is. And the room goes silent.
So I'll be on my way to Atlanta tomorrow morning. It's going to be fun.
Hey,
You got a
I'm
room with
also
Fat
going to
Sophane?
Atlanta tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Where I'm taking my daughter to Six Flags, and there's a Brazilian steakhouse there. Right.
Very
That's
cool.
God, I'm sorry. That's a terrible airport.
It's okay. I've been there a couple of times. The Huntsville one's a lot better, but the Atlanta one had a cheaper flight. So
There you go.
Now
Yeah.
you know why.
Yeah, it is a terrible
Real.
airport.
Be there.
yeah,
They want people to get out of there. Quick, Duke's coming. Here's cheap flights. Get out of here.
That's right. That's right. And, Saturday, you guys are going to see the headlines. Atlanta is on fire. Which part of it? No. All
Were
of
you in
it.
France last week?
All of it's on fire. There's some guy, he's painted himself blue. He's running around throwing Molotov cocktails. Nobody knows what's going on.
Florida
He's
man.
sashaying everywhere.
Duke,
I
were
mean,
you
last week I dressed up in a bunny outfit and beat the shit out of somebody in Orlando. Why not?
that was you.
No, not really.
I was like, oh my god.
Duke,
No,
were
not
you
really.
in France last week?
Yes.
No, that explains it.
Yes, I was. I'm a covert atheist operative, part of the atheist mafia. It's the deep part of it.
Well,
I can
do
just now
realise
finally
there's
talk about it because,
You do realise there's an atheist conspiracy, apparently.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm a
Who do you
deep
think
member of
started
this. Oh, it was definitely fucking Hitchens all day.
Oh, yeah.
He's not actually dead.
No, that's right. He was resurrected 3 days later.
He was resurrected 3 days later. He now wields this flying scepter of skepticism.
I imagine
Yeah,
he's like Dr. Xavier from like X-Men. He's got he's got the wheelchair and he's like directing a secret group of people.
That's right.
Yeah, he's hanging out
Group of
with it.
mutant atheists.
I have
He's hanging out-
17. I have
he's hanging
17
out with
identities in 15 different countries. I'm a member of every church ever known to man.
Yeah, Hitchens is hanging out with Elvis and Kennedy.
Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac, yeah.
Jim Morrison.
Just fucking reminded me. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of there, Duke. You were talking. You said Jim Morrison. There's that funny meme that says you'll never be as cool as Jim Morrison, Bruce Lee, and Jimi Hendrix all hanging out together. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Kurt Cobain as well.
Kurt Cobain. Yeah, but he wasn't around then. Because this,
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
I'm not old enough to remember the others.
Oh, God. Shut up. Nobody likes you.
Got another dig here. That's the one I'm talking about here. It's got the picture of the three of them at a party, right? You got Bruce Lee, you got Jim Morrison, you got Hendrix over there. So
Yeah.
it says you'll never be as cool as these three all hanging out together at a party. Cool.
Two
Shit,
of them
that
are
actually
high,
happened.
and one of them isn't.
Two of them are.
All of them are still secretly alive somewhere.
Yeah.
In
there
the
was
side
Christopher
chat,
Hitchens.
in the side chat,
Right.
Inordinate Refraction wrote, every time the ontological argument is used, Hitchens dispatches an atheist SWAT team.
No, this is the 21st century. We just use drones.
There's a herd of what? Okay, I don't know. There's some crazy shit going on in the side chat.
Oh,
it's your
atheists
side
like a
chat.
herd of cats. You can't. You can't get atheists together, so they're like a herd of cats.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, like herding cats. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Twitter is a really good example of this theory, hypothesis.
Oh, theory. Ooh.
I know, right? It's big. It's
Just
a
a
big word.
theory.
It's just a theory, though.
Just so you guys know, I'm going to be heading out of here shortly, so we got about 5-10 minutes left. Yeah, Duke, just,
that's
you know
good.
what?
I have to be going too.
Just because you don't have any fucking friends, Duke, doesn't mean you got to pick on me. Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it
Nobody likes me in the real world, and there's reasons.
Well, I like you.
I think the
even in
murders
real
have something to do with it.
world. I'm sorry, what?
I said I think the murders might have something to do with it, but I'm not dead sure.
Okay, we're never meeting up in real life now. No. Not unless I'm wearing my armor. I do have a suit of armor, so.
That does not surprise me.
That's when he's going to cook you in it.
Video.
Was that wear it for my next video?
Yeah.
I want to. I've actually wanted to for a while, because then I might think that I might get like a trademark sting from Armored Skeptic, but
Yeah, I was gonna say we're about 4 years late from that.
Yeah. And it's also in storage right now, and my roommate can't find the fucking key to the storage locker. I'm like, I'm gonna go in there with a big pair of snippers and open that bitch up. So
Yeah. Just don't wear it with the suit, man. You don't want to get involved in those Clone Wars.
Well, I mean, the other thing too is you run the risk if you become like Armored Skeptic for believing absolute nonsense.
yes, yeah,
So-
I already got duped.
Well, like, you know, his most recent take on the Notre Dame fire was really bad.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Just really bad. He heavily implied that it was that there was some sort of censorship going on of the people who were saying that it was started by a Muslim, and that, you know, we didn't know, and it like, go back and read some of the stuff from that period.
What? How did it happen? I have yet to read up on that.
Dude, he's literally becoming the
welding,
people he used to do
wasn't it
video.
welding lead for the roof.
What happened?
They're welding the lead pieces for the roof, and I think just fell onto the old wood and started a fire. Yeah, but it was not under the wood. But yeah.
Okay, so it was just an accident.
So somebody forgot their fire blanket and didn't want to go back down the scaffold is exactly what happened. That's, I mean, seriously, like it happens all the time. Whenever it happened and I saw that it was renovation, I was like, that's some damn welder without a fire blanket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
makes sense. Makes sense.
But then there was a big conspiracy that it was Muslims.
Yeah.
No, they never found any evidence of that.
No, they never found any evidence of it, and there was some incredibly bad takes coming out of the skeptic community. You know, I mean, it was sad. It's like like Neil said, he's becoming what he fought, or, you know, he's
we used to do videos against.
Yeah,
he's like becoming his original topics and subjects. He's starting to be one of them.
Yeah, believing
It's kinda
crazy
weird to
ass
watch.
conspiracy theories with absolutely no evidence to back them
Yeah.
up.
I'm just going to do a
Yeah,
little
it's not-
interjection here. Sorry about that, Ian, but I just want to say I got another video launch notification. Lavender Lady is doing her 200th sub video.
300.
300.
Yeah.
Apparently, I can't read either, especially numbers.
It's that beer you're having.
Must
Numbers are pretty hard.
numbers are hard.
Well, let's go with something easy then. Something from side chat. Objectively, Dan, fun fact. Dan is incredibly tall. He is so tall he can get cats down from trees without a ladder.
It's true.
It's frustrated
I've
Atheist
seen
doing that
it.
shit again.
I just that was frustrated atheist.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, I'm imagining Dan stood next to a giant sequoia and he's actually reaching down to get the cat out of the tree.
You see his next one? There's another one for you, Dan. Another objectively Dan fun fact.
I'm not reading that one out.
Dan was once covered in hair and was mistaken as Bigfoot.
It's true.
It's true.
You're not wrong.
Aaron Robb
So
was
that's why
mistaken
he's
for
always-
Bigfoot, so you're in good company.
Yeah. So is Aaron Ra. Apparently, he was telling a story about he was walking down the highway one time, and somebody thought he was Bigfoot. Yeah. True
If you get to meet him, like you'll see the comparison for sure.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be right up there going, okay, whose is longer?
Basically, yeah. You might have him beat. I don't know.
That's what maybe.
Now
Did you guys?
Why Dan's always clean shaven?
Yeah.
Hey.
That's right. I don't want people to know.
I'm not actually a Bigfoot. I'm part Wookiee.
I'm clean shaven under my beard. Fun fact.
Yeah, but what a beard.
What a beard.
Okay, that almost came out of my nose.
My beard?
No. Maybe. Did you put some in here before I started drinking it?
The world may never know.
The world will never know.
He just wants a little piece of himself inside of you, Neil. It's okay.
Lucy in the sky.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Hey, did you guys see the video I posted? It's like the cut of Destiny taking Darth Dawkins completely apart.
Who took
I think you watched it. Neil.
Oh yes,
Destiny.
I did. Yes.
Destiny. He destroyed him. It was brutal.
Yeah.
If Darth Dawkins hadn't had like admin privileges and hadn't been able to mute him, it would have been even worse.
I didn't think Destiny did the best in that debate.
I thought it was good.
He didn't understand. A lot of people don't understand how to take down pre-suppers. You know, they'll play right into the script.
Yeah, a lot of people play into the script by like trying to equate it to a reductio ad absurdum, but then that like just bolsters their argument. And so, what was the dude that debated the pre-supper? He recently fought a T-Jump.
Oh, yeah.
Who was he debating? That was such the pre-sup debate that he played right absolutely into the script.
I have no idea who it was.
He's not a man.
I can't
remember. I mean, T-Jump's pretty bad at debates anyway.
Well, he's not great at anything really that I'm aware of.
I hate to be a dick about it because he seems like a nice dude, but yeah,
there are some people that should just leave the debate circuit alone. I mean, he's one of them.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that Destiny fell into the trap at all. I thought he turned his argument on its head and turned it against him. I thought he did a good job of it.
You got to understand that in the pre-sup argument, and if it's run well, is that they're going to use a coherentist theory of truth. And so if you're going to say, well, your argument's circular, this and that, whatever. So if you have to understand that just comes with coherentism. And it's not a defeater for the argument.
A circular argument is a circular argument, no matter how you look at it.
No, not for
Jeff Group,
like
by the way.
Evans can jump in on this one too.
Yeah.
You have the Munchausen trilemma with just any theory of truth that you have. It's either going to boil down to circularity, arbitrariness in the case of foundationalism, and then infinite regress. Those are your three choices for any
theory of truth that you come up with. Period.
Yeah. So those are your three choices, and they're going with coherentism. So you got to face some, point out.
It's best to counter it with a separate argument for truth than to play into their version of coherentism.
Yeah, good point.
Pine Creek had Darth Dawkins up against the wall, and that was actually quite interesting to see because he just asked him about Jesus, and Darth Dawkins didn't have a damn clue about it. All he could do was read from his script and follow what you're saying and only go by these particular arguments. As soon as you bring Jesus into it, he's knackered.
Yeah. And with Darth Dawkins is specifically the best way around, how we can trust this stuff is what we have. Things like logic and like that way. So even if mine are faulty reasoning, you got other rules and stuff that people can determine that and point it out and that stuff. That'd be the way to go.
The problem with saying logic is God given.
Oh,
No.
of course it is.
No, the best way around that, and you'll see that nobody has any freaking clue about this, is to bring up paraconsistent logics, right? So when everybody tries to get you into like the side 10 laws of logic, thing, the laws of non-contradiction, bring up paraconsistent logics, which changes and does away with some of the classic laws of logic.
They're non-explosive, right? Paraconsistent logics are non-explosive. And so, Mike.
Well, so the reason we don't use contradictions, or we have the law of non-contradiction in classical logic, is because of the principle of explosion. But paraconsistent logics do away typically with at least one of the two principles within the law of excluded middle, and then if you get into the dialectic versions, you get into weakening of the law of non-contradiction. And so you can use some contradictions that aren't explosive and come to correct conclusions, which you can't do in classical logic. So as soon as they try to pin you on these laws of logic mean something within the universe, you just point out that paraconsistent logics exist, and that dialectic logicians it's still an open question whether or not true contradictions can exist and be used. So A and not A being true at the same time without leading to explosion. So
yeah, and the beauty of that is then the pre-supper's head just explodes. It just melts down. They can't.
I could not handle it when it was brought up on.
Which debate was that? Because it was beautiful.
I think it was just a hangout on NonSec. But Steve brought it up, and he's like, "Well, that can't be right. That's it's like, yeah, your whole argument just fell apart."
No. He did. He was debating an actual philosopher. Fuck, what was that guy's name?
Well, then it must have been a different episode too, because he did it when Steve brought it up.
No, this wasn't on NonSec. This was a debate, an old debate that he had. He got up and left.
Oh, I never seen that one.
Yeah, gosh, I'll see if I can find it. I can't remember the guy's name, but the dude brought up paraconsistent logic, and Sai said something like, well, that just can't be. And he explained it again. And Sai said, well, we've got nothing more to talk about, and got up and left.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. So
that was the first, it may be, that was one of the first times I was exposed to Sai whenever I was looking up precept arguments and things like that.
With Sai, and I want to see it.
It's old. I mean, it's got to be 5 or 6 years old at least.
Fuck, that's old these days.
Way to make me feel even older.
Well, I mean, on the debate circuit.
Yeah, but I've been watching some of like old Hitch and Dawkins debates, sort of like from the late 90s.
I'm sorry.
I thought,
yeah.
I was thinking that you're talking about back then.
No, not quite that old.
No.
90s. Shit, I was still into grunge in the 90s.
I was still in school in the 90s.
Really? I was already out of school.
In the 90s.
I was still in the trailer.
There's the top trumps for you.
Yeah, now you make me feel old.
I wasn't even thought of in the 90s.
All right, you guys, I got to wrap this up. Dan, you were going to say something before we got into the whole philosophical thing here. Is it still relevant? Do you still want to say what it was?
He forgot.
I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, but
Red has that effect on people sometimes.
Yeah. Was it about your call that you had with Darth Dawkins?
Oh no, but that's an interesting one. I wish if I had known that was going to happen, I would have prepared myself a little bit more. But that was real early on in doing the show, and it was like,
it was second episode.
Like, I think I handled it okay. Yeah, it was like second or third. Yeah, it's like
it was. I think it was your third episode.
It was the one with Maddie.
I thought I did okay.
Right, that's right. And it was because he was on there, or because Maddie was on there, that Darth called in, wasn't it?
That's
probably.
Right.
Yeah.
What it was, Maddie had some form of interaction with them in the days leading up to it. So they tried ringing up under a different name. I think it were Evolution Fails or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Was that on Talk Heathen episode, or was that it?
Truth Wanted.
Truth Wanted.
Truth Wanted. It's been re-aired. It's been premiered since, but it was before the actual full launch. And they tried using the exact same argument with Dan and Maddie. Dan that he had used with Maddie alone a few days earlier, and couldn't understand why he'd been called out, and realised you'd try it again.
Well, I remember Maddie had been on an episode of Talk Heathen where Darth Dawkins showed up in chat under one of his different aliases. I remember being in that chat, but that's why I brought that up.
Oh yeah, isn't that the one where he wanted to debate me too?
I don't know if you were in on that episode. I don't know. I've seen him pop up quite a bit around there and stuff. When we used to do the Mole's Coffee stream.
Yeah,
yeah, he would pop up on the coffee stream.
He showed up, and we took him to task, and
oh god,
frustrated the hell out of him.
Fucking oh my god, I'm gonna brain fart. One dude went off on him. It was the funniest thing ever. Stags flat went off on him. It was hilarious.
Oh, Stags!
Nobody wants to talk to you, dude.
Yep. And then it was Rachel and I in chat timing him out.
Yeah.
Constantly. Every time he said anything. Didn't matter what it was, just did it. And he was losing his mind in the chat.
Yeah, Rachel was definitely putting the bit smack on him.
And stuff. It was funny.
Poor little fella.
Is it Godless Girl that keeps having a go at him as well?
Was I running in the 90s? What the hell does that mean, IR?
Godless Girl actually talked about that. The only time I've ever seen her talk live, she was on, I think it was a Great Debate with Shannon Q, and they were just talking about it. She was explaining the precept script, and actually there's a link to like how to oppose the precept script. There's a guy that wrote a counter script to it online, and she was on there. She said there's a whole group of them that go around just looking for him in message boards and places so they can squash
They
him.
love messing with them.
Yeah, I think this were a Discord recording.
Well, now he's in Discord and stuff too, where he gets somebody who has server-made stuff.
Well, he made a couple of 13-year-olds cry, and he thought that was a good thing.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, he just rolls around them.
Sorry, I've been responding to some people's comments in the side chat there. All right, guys, I got to wrap this up. I got to get out of here. It's hockey playoffs, and I'm Canadian. It's illegal for me not to watch them. Anyway, even though there's no Canadian teams left, yeah, I heard yesterday was the official annual leaf cleaning day. So, in other words,
did you get your vacuums out?
Yeah. What? No. Oh, you mean the reverse vacuums that blows the leaves everywhere?
No, the vacuums that Trump imported from Denmark or something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Last year, he visited one of the Scandinavian countries, and they said as a joke, to deal with leaves, they just go out and vacuum them up. And then he said it in
that was in response to the fucking forest that caught on fire in California, right?
This sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah. He said, why don't they just rake or vacuum up the leaves? I'm like, oh my God, how did this guy get to be a president? Like, it boggles my mind every day, some of the shit that
because America.
Wow. Yeah.
Because of freedom.
Yeah, because freedom.
Roll Tide.
Actually, the Russians.
How's that universal healthcare going for you with your freedom?
Yeah, it's working great here, by the way.
It's
Andy.
It's universal if you work for it, man.
Yeah, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, you lazy
Pick
lout.
yourself up by your bootstraps, yeah.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Christy, for being my interview today.
Yeah, totally.
And all you guys, you guys are always welcome into my after parties. You all know that, anyways, and you are too now, Christy, because once you become one of my victims, or whatever, as Duke likes to say, you're always welcome in after that. And I put you in the group. And sorry, Dan, I already thought I put you in our group, but
I'm so offended. You have no idea.
No, trust me. When you see the notifications, that'll change.
Just go in and mute it. And
fair warning, you're going to want to mute it and just pop in from now and again to see if anyone mentioned your name. That's how it works.
Not to way ahead of you. I'm Why are you putting
He's already got
I saw-
his phone's like bing,
Look,
bing, bing, bing.
52 people? Are you kidding me? No way. I don't have time. I'm sorry.
Pop in, start a fight, and then
I'll pop
leave.
in.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of interviews. What can I say? Anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. I hope you guys had a good time. I sure did. It's been a lot of fun. We tackled some serious content, and we had a lot of fun too. You bet you damn, brother. And yeah, we'll see you guys at Faithless Forum down in Christy. And I don't know if any other clowns are going, but I'll see those two there. And we're going to get silly and drunk and have a lot of fun, and it's going to be a great time. And remember, guys, what I always say at the end of these things, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. We'll see you guys next time.